Hello and welcome to Picture Astrology. In this quick snap video, we will learn about placement of Saturn in the sign of Leo for a Libra Ascendant horoscope. So in Libra, which is the seventh sign of the zodiac rises in the chart, then Leo falls in the 11th house of the chart. So this video is also about placement of Saturn in the 11th house for a Libra rising chart. So when Libra, which is the seventh sign, rises in a chart, then Saturn becomes lord of the fourth and fifth house respectively, because these two houses contains the sign of Capricorn and Aquarius, and both of them are ruled by Saturn. And by virtue of owning fourth and fifth, see, fourth is the cardinal or Kendra house, whereas fifth is the trine house. So when a planet like Saturn, even though it is functionally a malefic planet, when this planet owns a cardinal as well as trine house, it becomes a great functional benefic. So naturally, the natural tendency of Saturn is a malefic or a cruel planet. But by virtue of owning two of the most auspicious houses, Saturn becomes the first rate benefic. When you have a Libra ascendant, then Saturn is the biggest benefic planet for such a chart. So therefore, placement of Saturn in the 11th house, which is the house of gains, friends, social circle, and many other good things of life. So this Saturn here is actually considered a very auspicious position, and this one position can impart a lot of good things related to obviously 4th, 5th and 11th house, because Saturn is either situated in this house or own the house. And Saturn also has an aspect, third house aspect, on the very first house, which is the house of your ascendant or Lagna. Saturn aspects 7th from itself, which will be again the 5th house, and Saturn aspects 8th from itself, which is, or 10th from itself, which will be the 8th house of your longevity, life force, hidden things, and so on. And apart from these things, Saturn has some inherent natural karkas. Saturn shows the kind of work you're going to do, the kind of service you're going to render, the kind of debts you need to pay off in this life. So any placement of Saturn in horoscope will have a definite say regarding those natural karkas of Saturn. So you see, though this one placement of Saturn, generally speaking, is highly auspicious, it will have a great deal of impact on so many different areas of your life. And in this quick snap video, we will obviously talk about some of the most important and practical aspect of this placement. So let's begin by looking at the aspect of Saturn on the first house, because first house is the house of ascendant and it is by far the most important house in your chart. And reason being, see, first house shows what has taken birth, and by extension it shows your physical as well as mental personality. And in both of these cases, in determining your physical as well as your mental makeup, the lord of ascendant, which in this case is Venus. See, Libra is a sign lorded by Venus, the seventh sign. So Venus as the ascendant lord is very good. It is, as you know, one of the benefic planets. But Venus is not known for its hard work. See, Venus is a planet of enjoyment and pleasure, and all the softer things in life, music, arts, and so on. And needless to say that when you have a Libra rising chart, it is naturally inclined towards those things. And a Libra ascendant horoscope is not naturally inclined towards either the physical energy to work hard or the mental capacity to be persistently hardworking. Okay, so that is some of the drawbacks of a Libra rising horoscope. But this placement of Saturn is actually a great foil in that sense. See, Saturn as a planet is very good friend of Venus. Saturn and Venus, they have one of the best relationships in Vedic astrology, and that Saturn having an aspect on the ascendant itself actually gives the person a tremendous ability to work hard and at the same time be perseverant or not give up on their goals. So this Saturn here actually compensates for what is an inherent weakness in a Libra ascendant chart. Now, another very important thing which happens because of this Saturn's placement in 11th house is that no matter how your horoscope is placed, okay, Saturn here is in the 11th house of gains, plus it is a Yoga Karaka planet. It is, as we saw in the beginning, Lord of 4th and 5th, two of the most auspicious houses, and it is placed in 11th. So in this case, even if your original horoscope, even if other placement of your chart are weak, suppose your ascendant lord, ninth lord or little bit weakly placed, even in that case, because this Yoga Karaka planet Saturn is placed in 11th house, it will definitely give you success after the middle age or during the middle age period. Now see, Saturn is a planet of hard work and delays. Okay, if your horoscope has other inherent strengths, if your Lagna Lord or your ninth Lord or fifth Lord or Moon, if they are well placed, you can definitely gain success, and this Saturn will help you get success early in life too. However, even if those things, all these other planets which give early success, if they are weakly placed, even in that case, this Saturn alone can give really good success in life, but after the age of 36 and around 42. Between this time period in your life, you can expect to gain something really nice. And if your chart is inherently strong, you can expect some great success during this time. But remember, this is Saturn. It doesn't give anything for free. Okay, it will make you work hard, but it will more or less give you a guaranteed success. Now let's quickly talk about the placement of Saturn in 11th house. See, 11th house is known to be house of your social circle, and Lord of 4th and 5th in 11th is known to give many friends, or at least since it is Saturn, it will give you, or it will at least give you acquaintances. You know many people at least. But this is Saturn, and especially in the sign of Leo. Saturn in Leo is not known to be absolutely open or very easily, friendly. See, with this placement, Leo, which is lorded by Sun, is an enemy sign for Saturn. And Saturn in Leo can give a bit of reserved nature and sometimes even little skeptical. They don't easily open up to others. So what this placement really means is you will most likely have many acquaintances, many friends, you know many people, but you may not be very close to all of them. You may be close to very few selected group of people. But one very important thing, Sun and Leo, both of them represents government officials. So if Sun is well placed in this case, say Sun is placed in the 9th house, being Saturn in the 11th, then people with this kind of chart will definitely know many people who are in good powerful position and will get a lot of gains or help or support with them as well. They may even do business related to government contractorship or things like that. So overall, their relationships or their social circle could be very, very helpful for them. Yet their overall personality, I'm talking about only this placement of Saturn, mind you, the overall personality would not be exactly so outgoing or friendly as say a Moon would have been in the 11th house, or say a Venus in the 11th house. So when somebody else sees, a personality with this kind of Saturn, they might see someone, who is sometimes very friendly, sometimes very generous, and sometimes really reserved and keeping it to himself. So this sort of gives a little dichotomy, but as I said, overall personality, when you see, you must look at the ascendant and moon and then decide about the totality of the result. Now, I did say in the beginning that this placement of Saturn can give many great things, good kids, good family, and so on. But here is one thing which could be little problematic. See, Saturn is lord of the 4th house, and from this placement Saturn is in the 8th. So this is a little adverse situation. And in general, what this can mean is, typically 4th house shows your education, or at least your formal degree. And when Saturn is little adversely placed, although in 11th house, so what it shows is there could be some break in your education, or a little hiatus, or you might change your subject, or initially you may be interested in one kind of subject, but then later on you change it and start studying completely new one. So some kind of trouble during the education year is possible. However, this being in the 11th house shows that if you complete your education, it will definitely be very, very helpful, and you can get very gainful occupation because of your education or knowledge. However, completing or finishing the education in one go may be a little difficult. So friends, with this I'll stop in this quick snap video about Saturn in Leo for Libra Ascendant. I really thank you for being with me so far, and I will definitely try to cover some of the other important and more detailed analysis about so many other aspects of life which this Saturn can impact. So thank you again, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.